أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It's always a pleasure to speak in a masjid discussing the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, discussing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ni'mah upon us, His blessings. I always remember the hadith of Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, who said, one day we were sitting in the masjid and the Prophet ﷺ came rushing in. And he said, why are you sitting here? I always imagine maybe it was a bit tense for them to answer the Prophet ﷺ coming rushing in like this. And they said, we're sitting, remembering Allah, discussing His blessings over us, He's guiding us to the deen, He's blessing us with sending you, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, really, is that really why you sat here? And I said, yes, that's nothing else has brought us here, Ya Rasulullah. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I'm not stressing this point because I'm doubting you, but Jibreel alayhi salam just came to me. And he said what? He said, Inna Allah yubahi bikum al-malaika. Allah is bragging about you to the angels. Allahu Akbar. So we hope that sitting after Salah for a few moments here, every Wednesday, we have this series, Dr. Uthman, Lateef and myself, inshallah, discussing some lessons from the Book of Allah. We hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with this gathering and He's bragging about us to the angels. Allahu Akbar. We're just going to spend 20 minutes, half an hour inshallah discussing a few ayat like last week. Who can remember, who can remind us about something we discussed last week? Anybody who was here by a show of hands? Was anyone here last week? Yeah? Go ahead. Just mention one thing you remember, even if it was, Dr. Uthman was looking nice. Yeah? Salam. The importance of looking after, physical trauma, they block out those pathways. So at every moment, what we're perceiving is not what we're sensing. Yeah? There's a difference between sensation. Yeah, if you hook up some electrodes and you put some fire, whatever underneath, you can see some sensation. But perception is something else. What you're actually perceiving, what you're actually feeling, that's something else. But what they found is that those same pathways are interrupted, those same neurotransmitters are deployed, when it comes to physical trauma. Those same things are deployed when it comes to emotional trauma or anxiety. What does that mean? Practically speaking, that is the reason why when you're walking down the street and somebody is coming up to beg you for money, automatically you'll ignore them. Unless we're careful, automatically we'll ignore them. When you're watching TV and that Oxfam advert comes up, you see a starving child, automatically you'll change the channel. Yeah, and when you're browsing the internet, that pop-up comes up, Islamic relief, whatever, donate to this person. Just the realization right now that I have enough money in my pocket to save someone's life. That realization, that's something that, if you think about it, it will bring about moral anxiety. It will bring about some kind of burden, some kind of stress. Yeah? If you'll start worrying about maybe Allah will ask me about this. Yeah? You begin to feel worried. And then you start to feel something inside your head just kind of shifting the attention, the focus somewhere else. That is this type of deception, type of self-deception. These lies that we tell ourselves. This distraction that we do internally. Shaitan is trying as well, but internally we if we think about certain things that bring us a bit of moral burden, we automatically just shift our cone of perception and attention somewhere else. How can we combat this? This requires our own character building. To recognize, you know what, whenever I get that feeling to ignore something, don't ignore it. Think about it even more. Yeah? One of the things they said about Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, the Prophet ﷺ said, Shaitan, when Umar ibn Khattab goes one way, Shaitan jumps, runs away and goes another way. Umar radiallahu anhu once he said, it's reported that he said, you know, whenever Shaitan would give me an idea, I would do the opposite. If Shaitan says, just shorten your prayer, I would elongate it. If Shaitan says, oh, don't give sadaqah to that person, don't look at him, I would give more sadaqah to that person. Yeah. So then Shaitan said, you know, I'm better off just leaving him. This is one of the interpretations of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ said about Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. So this is what we can do, right? Don't just take all the burdens of the world onto your shoulders, but be wary of when that's happening internally. When something in your head is saying, change the channel, change the channel. When someone is telling you something serious and you don't want to take it seriously, force yourself, let's force ourselves to take that thing seriously and you know, beware of this type of deception. So that's our half an hour, inshallah. We hope that, you know, this weekly discussion about an ayah or a few ayat of the Qur'an, we can get together, inshallah, and share some you know, reflections about the book of Allah. We'll stop there, inshallah. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وأشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت وأستغفرك وأتوب إليك. If there's any comments, reflections, questions, please do share. Otherwise, we'll end it there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.